right, we are back. It's a live edition of Weather for Weather Geeks here on this Thursday evening. I did a couple of Facebook Lives earlier on today. One from home this morning as some light snow, pardon me, was getting underway and wanted to preview what was going to happen this afternoon. And then during the heat of the worst part of the snow this afternoon, did a Facebook Live a few hours ago, and my voice is starting to give out as I've done a lot of talking today. Did want to go over the short range, the long range, and all the stuff we usually go over on Weather for Weather Geeks this evening. Another prime example today of a situation where a little bit of snow at the wrong time of day, with temperatures as cold as they are, can cause a lot of problems. And the roads have been really tough from time to time, even though the accumulations have been fairly modest across the valley today. We've seen an inch to some places might have gotten two. I haven't seen a whole lot of official reports yet. If you have gone out and measured, let me know how much you have. Even if you just want to eyeball it and roughly guesstimate, comment on this video and let me know where you live and how much snow you have in your location. All right, here at 7:12 p.m., here's a look outside in Niles by the Eastwood Mall. We do have improving conditions. The road's slick, but it was a lot worse a couple of hours ago when the snow was really coming down hard. So thankfully, conditions are starting to improve a little bit. Tyler says 1.5 in Boardman. Thank you for that, Tyler. I live in Boardman as well. I'll be curious to see how much I have in my yard when I get home tonight. Speaking of Mahoning County, here's a look at Youngstown. Now, camera is a little tough to see here at this time of the day. This camera is on our transmitter tower. It's pretty high up, a couple 100 feet at least. And so this time of day, it has a hard time seeing down onto 680, but as you can see, traffic is moving along. There's obviously a little bit of snow on the road, but conditions slowly but surely improving. Snow is falling lightly now in a lot of our viewing area, but it is lighter and not as consistent as it was a couple of hours ago. Things were getting pretty hairy around 3, 4, 5 o'clock earlier on today, but again, the main band of snow has now pushed off to the south and east. It is snowing pretty good southwest PA, northern parts of West Virginia, and along the PA Turnpike, east of Pittsburgh, heading over towards Johnstown and Altoona. So that's a look at the current radar. Now, closer to home, again, it's going to snow lightly, I think, for the next couple of hours, but it's not going to add up to a whole lot more. There's actually some lake effect up along the lakeshore in Lake County around Mentor and heading over towards the lakeshore of Ashtabula County. It was a horrible commute and continues to be horrible up towards Buffalo, where it's just a nightmare. You know, they're used to this up there, but this is rough stuff for the afternoon and evening commute up in western parts of New York. All right, back here at home, again, our snow is still in the process of tapering off. I think there can be some flurries around through the overnight and into parts of tomorrow morning as well. Real quick, want to bring up a couple of reports called into the Weather Service. Not much in our viewing area, but Cleveland did pick up a couple of reports here. 2 inches Alliance, 2.2 in Green over towards the Akron area. Our visibility at the airport has improved. It was down under a mile at the Youngstown Warren Airport when the snow was really coming down hard, but now we're up to 1.5 miles, 4 miles in Cleveland, 10 miles in New Philly. So again, conditions slowly improving. Our story for the next couple of days becomes less and less the snow and more the wind chills. Joe says about 1 inch in Columbiana, very fluffy, says Melody. That's right, very dry, fluffy snow, and about 1 inch in Brookfield. So our forecast worked out pretty well. So wind chills tomorrow morning as you get up. 7 a.m., air temperatures 8-9 degrees, wind chills a couple of degrees below zero. I guess I wouldn't be shocked if there were some 2-hour school delays tomorrow because of the wind chills, but not great at predicting those. As we get into the afternoon tomorrow, this map has a hard time with Facebook Live. These numbers aren't moving like they should be, but anyway, temperatures tomorrow will get into the upper teens, and wind chills will be in the single digits. And then as you go into Saturday morning, the air temperature may be as cold as 5 Saturday morning, with wind chills 0 to 5 below once again. So the cold becomes the story for a couple of days. Thankfully, the snow is not much of a story for the upcoming weekend. Unlike our neighbors to the south, we'll see some sun tomorrow. I think we'll see some sun on Saturday as well, but look at this snowstorm down in the Carolinas, parts of Georgia, parts of the country that can't handle this much snow. 3 to 5 inches of snow in Charlotte is a nightmare. Same thing in Raleigh. Raleigh could have even more than that. they are just not equipped to handle that much snow very well. You know, that's a nuisance up here. Sure, it causes problems, but down there, oy. In Atlanta, if Atlanta gets a couple of inches of snow, just can't imagine how bad the roads are going to be down in the southeast. You know, they get one of these a season usually, and they just can't handle it. They don't have the infrastructure. Our weather pretty benign through Saturday. Then this next little front dives in Saturday night into Sunday, reinforcing the cold and perhaps bringing us some snow showers during the course of the day on Sunday. But again, look at those snow totals down in the Carolinas, east of Raleigh and up towards Virginia Beach and Norfolk. 6 to 10 inches worth of snow. Yikes, that's no fun at all. All right, let's talk about next week. As you know, if you've been following my forecast, we're transitioning next week from a cold pattern to a warm pattern, and that transition could be a little bit bumpy as we go into early next week. I think clouds will increase on Monday. Let me skip forward to Monday here. Monday during the daylight hours, pretty quiet. Clouds increase, and then Monday night, here's Monday night, and early Tuesday morning, I think we got a pretty good thump of snow, and this could add up to a couple or a few inches. Monday night, Tuesday morning. But then it just keeps warming up, and I think we do change over to rain Tuesday afternoon. But Tuesday morning could be a trouble spot. By Tuesday late in the day, we're into a screaming southwest wind here, and temperatures are climbing up through the 30s, on their way to the 40s by Tuesday night into Wednesday. But again, Tuesday morning could be a little bit of trouble. And then Wednesday's the opposite. Wednesday we start warm and rainy, we end with falling temperatures and perhaps change over to some snow. So Tuesday and Wednesday are kind of complete opposites. We go from snow to rain Tuesday, rain to snow Wednesday. And even though it does get cold enough for a little bit of snow on the backside of this, the air behind this modifies very, very quickly. And you know, we're still on track for a very, very mild stretch of weather for much of the rest of the month, it looks like. Just taking a look at my comments again. Yeah, Tyler says it's pretty bad when North Carolina gets a bigger storm than we have here in Ohio and PA. Yeah, they're going to have a bigger storm in parts of North Carolina than we've had so far this year, that's for sure. Ben says, looking for a big weather event here in Norfolk. Oh, yeah, well, you're about to get one. Yeah, so thanks to everyone for commenting. Here's the weather pattern as we go into late next week. Behind that front, the air modifies quickly. It looks above average in those orange and red colors. And as we go forward into time here, here's late next weekend. The cold air's still up in Alaska and the western part of Canada. Here's Monday the 16th. Here's Wednesday the 18th. There's a lot of orange on this map across the U.S. and southern Canada. And even as we go out 2 weeks, when you start to see brown colors on this map 2 weeks in advance, that means it's a very, very strong signal for warm weather. Now, warm compared to the averages. We're not talking about 80s here, but warm compared to what January should be like. Very, very likely. Second half of next week, into the following week, and again, perhaps right through the end of the month. So the snow we had today, the snow we'll have Monday night into Tuesday morning, maybe some of our last chances for accumulating snow until we turn the calendar over to February. Now, I still think February can turn cold and snowy and quite a change from January. But January, starting late next week, looks like winter is going to give us a long break. It's fine by me. I'm not a huge fan of the cold and snow myself, especially after the holidays. But some like it, some have a business that depends on it, and they're not going to be real happy with the forecast as we go into the longer range. Thanks for watching this live edition of Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. Coming up tonight at 11, I'll have a fresh take on the wind chill situation for the next couple of mornings and an update on that potential snow, perhaps enough to shovel and plow, Monday night into Tuesday. So I hope you'll join us tonight for the late news at 11. Have a great rest of your Thursday night. We'll do Weather for Weather Geeks again Friday evening.